Hi, Gloria Lightbecker here with Healing You. There have been times in my life when life seemed to have a particular pattern, and I'd forget that it's possible for something different to occur. Let me share an example. One morning, several years ago, I heard the movement of our son coming from the other room. At the time, I felt it was incredulous when I turned and saw him. There he stood. He had a slight grin on his face, and he was holding his dog in his arms. And he had his sound therapy headset on his head. That was really unusual. And throughout that day, he was energetic. He literally bounced around the house. He sang to himself as he cleaned and organized his room. He smiled often and attended to his chores. And he also engaged in conversations which quickly would change from topic to topic. So I was identifying my son's natural movement and his tendencies. And that's a really important step in understanding and honoring his true nature. I remember saying, wow, look at you this morning. And the surprise and delight really registered in my tone of voice and my facial expression. He had a big grin and he said, well, I just decided that the day does go better when I choose to use my ILS. That's the integrated listening system. So that's what I'm doing. But then again, the next day, first thing in the morning, even before breakfast, I found him sitting in his dad's recliner. And again, he was listening to his sound therapy without being asked. Well, that was the second day in a row. I said, what, are you kidding me? I was so pleased. But all I received back from him was a response of a gorgeous white smile and twinkling eyes shining with pure joy and pleasure. I found myself marveling at this radical transformation as I reflected on how our son was showing up in the world. I felt so much gratitude and joy from my heart, and I know my face just beamed with the light of love as I breathed in such deep, awe-inspired breaths. Well, to really appreciate how radical this change was in my son, let me rewind time for you. About 3 months before, Rylan was experiencing more intense symptoms of distress, which looked like internal heat, intensifying when emotionally knocked off balance. He also experienced increased muscle aches and pains, and he would flip his lid. Remember Daniel Siegel's brain in the palm of the hand? It's where he would temporarily lose his ability to link separate areas of his brain to one another. That would happen several times a day. I knew there was definitely something new happening under the surface of his experience. And his dad and I searched for alternative ways to support him. I brought our findings to our son's physician, and I made a request to begin the process of decreasing Ryland's current medication slowly and increasing natural healing methods at home. It took some engaged discussion, but he finally agreed. So Ryland's daily practice included natural supplements, sound therapy, energy exercises combined with grounding, which is also known as earthing, and to have limited screen time, but to increase relational time with family and friends. So our journey was one of ongoing learning on how is it possible to expand those energies of love and presence while mindfully slowing down time to use the tool of introception. Introception is the capacity of the mind to focus awareness on the internal state of the body. We also developed our capacities to tune into the energetic frequencies which created our relationships. So as a family, we had fun. We tapped into energy and information flow in a profoundly new way, in a way that honored both our sons and our own unique energy types. And our daily practices continued over time to increase our abilities to remain more consistently open-hearted in our one-on-one relationships, as well as a family. And I personally discovered that implementing energy techniques with compassion in that moment of arousal, it could really turn our differences into strengths and our areas of stagnation into renewal. If you're seeking personal support on your path, reach out to me at healingyoursanctuary.com. I would love to learn how I could be of help. Thanks for being on the journey with me today, healing you.